You ever hire a contractor and feel like something's off, but you can't figure out where they cut corners? After 15 years in construction and design, I can walk through a freshly renovated kitchen and spot the shortcuts within a minute. Most homeowners never catch them. These are the choices that look perfect on day one and quietly fall apart. Leaking walls, sagging countertops, drawers that won't open straight. Wait until you see number one. It's what contractors pray you never discover behind your brand new walls. Let's get into it. Number 12. The cheapest faucet in the bid. Here's something people never think about. When a contractor hands you a bid for a full kitchen renovation, they're competing against other contractors. So where do they shave money to keep that number low? The faucet. It's one line item buried in a long list and nobody questions it. But that $30 or $40 faucet they included, it's going to drip within a year. The handle gets loose. The finish starts peeling. Meanwhile, a quality faucet, and I'm not talking luxury, just solid, runs maybe $150. You use your kitchen faucet 20, 30 times a day. It's the most touched fixture in your entire home. So before you sign anything, ask your contractor to spec out the faucet separately. Pick your own. A good single-handle pull-down faucet from a reputable brand will last you 10 years without a single issue. That $40 they saved you? It'll cost you double when you replace it in 18 months. And that faucet trick? It's just the beginning. The next shortcut is one most people don't even realize is happening, right above their stove. Number 11. The recirculating hood trick. Let's talk about range hoods, because this one drives me crazy. You spend all this money on a beautiful kitchen, and your contractor installs a range hood that looks great. Stainless steel, modern lines, the whole thing. But it doesn't vent outside. It recirculates. That means when you're cooking, all that grease, smoke, and moisture gets sucked up, run through a little charcoal filter, and blown right back into your kitchen. So what's the point of having a hood? The contractor loves recirculating hoods because they don't have to cut through your exterior wall, they don't have to run ductwork, and they save half a day of labor. You pay the same price. You just get a fan that decorates your ceiling. A properly vented hood, one that actually sends air outside, makes your kitchen cleaner, reduces grease buildup on your cabinets, and helps with moisture that leads to mold. Ask your contractor point blank, is this hood vented to the outside? If they hesitate, you have your answer. But here's the thing, even if your hood works perfectly, it won't save your cabinets from what's coming next. Number 10. Bargain bin drawer slides. Everyone focuses on how kitchen cabinets look from the outside, the door style, the color, the finish. But open those drawers, pull them all the way out. Do they extend fully? Do they glide smooth? Or do they stick, wobble, and stop halfway? Cheap drawer slides and hinges save the contractor a few dollars per cabinet. Multiply that across 20 or 30 cabinets in a kitchen, and they've pocketed a nice chunk of change. You're the one who lives with drawers that fight you every morning when you reach for a spatula. Full extension ball-bearing drawer slides cost slightly more. We're talking maybe $8 to $12 more per drawer, but they glide like butter, they hold more weight, and they last decades. Same with soft close hinges. Would you really accept a kitchen where every cabinet door slams shut? If this is helping you catch some expensive shortcuts, hit that subscribe button right now. I've got a lot more contractor wisdom coming your way. Now, those drawer slides are annoying, but the next mistake? You won't even see it until your cabinets start leaning. Number 9. Skipping floor leveling. This one is invisible on day one. Your contractor installs beautiful new cabinets, gorgeous countertops, everything looks magazine perfect. 6 months later, you notice a gap between the countertop and the wall. A cabinet door won't close right. The island seems slightly off. What happened? They skipped leveling the subfloor. Leveling a floor takes a full extra day, sometimes 2. That's labor, materials, and schedule delay. So some contractors just go right over the uneven subfloor and hope you won't notice. And you won't, not at first. But gravity is patient. Uneven floors mean uneven cabinets, which mean uneven countertops, which mean gaps, wobbles, and doors that hang crooked. And by the time you notice, everything is built on top of the problem. The fix? Before any cabinets go in, take a 4-foot level and lay it across the floor in multiple directions. If you see gaps under that level, the floor needs leveling first. It's a day of work that prevents a decade of headaches. We're getting into the ones most people never think to check. And the next one? It's the shortcut that leaves you reaching for extension cords every morning. Number 8. Bare minimum electrical. Your contractor wires your kitchen to pass inspection. That's it. Building code says you need a certain number of outlets spaced a certain distance apart, and that's exactly what you get, not one more. But building code is the bare minimum for safety, not convenience. A real kitchen needs dedicated circuits for your refrigerator, your dishwasher, your microwave, and your oven, separately. It needs outlets where you actually use them, not just where code says they should go. And here's something most people don't consider. If you don't wire for under-cabinet lighting during the renovation, adding it later means opening up walls that are already finished. During construction is when wiring is cheap. After, it's a nightmare. Tell your contractor exactly where you want outlets, how many circuits you need, and ask them to rough in wiring for lighting you might want later. The walls are already open. Use that opportunity. You won't get it again without spending thousands. Good electrical only matters if the walls behind it are protected. And that brings us to a mistake that's silently rotting kitchens right now. Number 7. No backsplash waterproofing. Picture this. Beautiful new subway tile backsplash behind your sink and stove. Looks incredible. But behind that tile, just drywall. No waterproof membrane, no moisture barrier, nothing. Every time water splashes near that sink, and it does dozens of times a day, a little moisture works its way through the grout, behind the tile, and into the wall. You won't see it for years. Then one day, a tile pops off. You pull it back and find black mold spreading across the drywall behind your beautiful backsplash. A waterproof membrane takes maybe an hour to install before the tile goes up. Your contractor skips it because it's an extra step, extra material, and you'll never know the difference until you do. If you're mid-renovation, ask specifically, are you applying a waterproof membrane behind the tile near the sink and stove areas? It's cheap insurance against a problem that costs thousands to fix once it takes hold. We're down to number 6, and this is where the mistakes start costing you more than money. They cost you comfort every single day. Number 6, sabotaging the work triangle. Here's a term designers talk about constantly, but most homeowners never hear: the work triangle. It's the path between your stove, your sink, and your refrigerator. The 3 spots you move between most while cooking. A good work triangle means you can move between them efficiently. A bad one means you're walking around an oversized island, squeezing past someone standing at the counter, or crossing the entire kitchen to get from the fridge to the stove. Contractors love to design around existing plumbing and electrical because moving a gas line or relocating plumbing costs real money and real time. So your layout ends up wherever the pipes already are, not where it makes sense for cooking. Before you finalize any kitchen layout, stand in the space and mime cooking a meal. Walk from fridge to counter to stove to sink. Are you doing an obstacle course? If something feels awkward now, it'll feel 10 times worse after 5 years of daily cooking. And speaking of things hidden inside your cabinets, the next one is a material swap that most homeowners never catch until it's too late. Number 5. Particle board cabinet boxes. Open your cabinet doors. Now look past the pretty face frame and examine the actual box. The sides, the bottom, the shelves. Knock on them. Are they solid plywood, or do they sound hollow and light? A lot of contractors order cabinets with gorgeous solid wood doors mounted on boxes made of particle board, essentially compressed sawdust held together with glue. It looks fine for a year, then moisture gets in. Maybe from a small leak under the sink, maybe just humidity from cooking. Particle board swells, it warps, the shelf sags, the bottom of the cabinet under your sink turns soft and crumbles. And here's the part nobody talks about. Replacing one cabinet box in a finished kitchen often means pulling the countertop, disconnecting plumbing, and disrupting half your kitchen. All because the box was made of a material that costs $30 less per cabinet. Insist on plywood cabinet boxes. Specifically ask, get it in writing. Your contractor won't volunteer this information because the difference goes straight into their margin. Choose the right materials, and they'll last decades. But combine good materials with what's coming up at number 2, and you've basically thrown your money away. We're getting close. Number 4. No under-cabinet lighting prep. This one isn't dramatic. Nobody's kitchen is falling apart because of it. But it's the missed opportunity I see in almost every contractor-led renovation. When your walls are open and your cabinets aren't installed yet, running electrical wire for under-cabinet lighting costs almost nothing, maybe an hour of your electrician's time. It's just wire and a few junction boxes. But once the cabinets are mounted, the walls are closed, the backsplash is tiled. Adding under-cabinet lighting means battery-powered puck lights stuck to the bottom of your cabinets with adhesive strips, and those look exactly as cheap as they sound. Proper hardwired under-cabinet lighting transforms a kitchen. It eliminates shadows on your countertop where you actually prep food. It adds warmth and depth that overhead lights can never create. It makes a $40,000 kitchen look like a $60,000 kitchen for almost no additional cost during construction. Ask your contractor to rough in wiring for under-cabinet LED strips. If they say it's not in the scope, tell them to add it. You'll thank yourself every evening. If that one made you think, wait until you hear the next 3. This is where the real money is at stake. Number 3. Unsupported countertop overhangs. Everyone wants an island with an overhang for seating. Looks great, feels modern. But here's the problem. Quartz and granite are heavy, really heavy. An overhang beyond about 10 or 12 inches without proper support is living on borrowed time. I've seen countertops crack along the overhang line. I've seen them sag just enough that you notice a slight dip where people sit. Some contractors skip the steel brackets or the plywood support structure underneath because it adds cost and labor. The countertop looks fine when it's installed. It might even look fine for a year. But every time someone leans on that overhang, every time a kid sits there eating breakfast, that unsupported stone flexes just a tiny bit. Over hundreds of repetitions, it fails. The fix is simple. Steel L brackets, corbels, or a hidden support system underneath the overhang. Your contractor knows this. If they didn't include it, ask why. And that brings me to the second biggest mistake on this list. I saw this one firsthand at a job last year, and it cost the homeowner far more than a cracked countertop. Number 2, skipping building permits. Nobody likes permits. They cost money, they add inspections, they slow down the timeline. Your contractor hates them, and a lot of contractors, more than you'd think, will happily skip them if you don't ask. The work gets done faster. There's no inspector coming in to check their work, and nobody's the wiser until something goes wrong. Unpermitted work can void your homeowner's insurance. That means if a fire starts from faulty electrical work your contractor did without inspection, your insurance company can deny your claim entirely. Unpermitted work also kills your resale value. Any competent buyer's inspector will flag it, and suddenly your beautiful kitchen becomes a negotiation liability. And in some jurisdictions, the city can require you to tear out unpermitted work entirely. Before any renovation starts, ask your contractor, are you pulling permits for this project? If they say it's not necessary or they'll handle it later, that's your red flag. Call your local building department yourself and verify. Number 1, covering up hidden damage. This is the one I saved for last because it's the one that makes me the angriest. When a contractor tears out your old kitchen, rips out cabinets, pulls up flooring, opens walls, they sometimes find things. Water damage behind the sink wall, mold growing inside the drywall, rot in the subfloor from an old leak nobody knew about, termite damage in the framing. The honest move is to stop, show you the problem, and fix it properly before building on top of it. That costs the contractor time, materials, and money they didn't budget for. So some of them just don't tell you. They slap new drywall over the mold. They lay new flooring over the rotted subfloor. They box in the damaged framing and install your beautiful new cabinets right over it. And you'll never know until the mold makes someone sick, until the floor starts sagging, until something structural shifts and your brand new countertops crack for no apparent reason. Protect yourself. Before any new materials go up, do a walkthrough of the exposed walls and floors. Take photos of everything. Ask questions. And if your contractor rushes past the demo phase and pushes straight to building, ask yourself why. That's 12 shortcuts your contractor hopes you never catch. But kitchen mistakes don't stop with contractors. Some of the worst ones are choices homeowners make on their own. I cover those in this next video. It's on your screen right now. Click it.